Tell him.
Yo, Boom 1039. We overdosing with Agnez Mo. DJ Caesar, Boom Philly. Soon it's on, you heard?
Yeah.
Wait.
5 minutes.
Philly's hip hop and R&B is DJ Caesar. You never know who's gonna stop by that Kicks USA studio. Live hand clap for Agnez Mo in the building. Live hand clap.
Oh, come on, guys. One more time.
Live hand clap. There you go. Oh, you fire. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on with you?
I can't complain. We've been talking behind the scenes about, life.
Life, hey.
Your Overdose record.
Yeah.
With Chris Brown.
Yeah.
So
what do you want to know?
I want to know how that record came about.
Okay, so it started organically. We've been following each other on social media. You know how it is with the gram.
I see you got the wave over there.
Yeah, and then one day we just decided to, hey, let's just play each other's new music and see if we vibe out, in the studio. So we went to the studio. And he got this great idea, I want you to feature on one of my songs on my new deluxe album.
Right.
But we didn't stop there. We just kept coming back to the studio, and it was really, genuinely only for the love of music.
Right.
We didn't have no business plan. We didn't have no strategy, whatever. It was just let's just vibe,
all
right?
this started off the DM?
Yeah, really just on Instagram, and I mean. He knows my people, and my people knows him too. So we've just been kind of know each other. But we've at that time we never really went in the studio together. But once we were there, it was just song after song after song.
Right.
And until right now, we got probably almost 12 songs together. Done. It's literally one whole project.
You and Chris.
Yeah. So it went amazing. He's one of the most hardworking artists I've ever worked with. And I think both of us just wanted to focus on the music.
Now, what kind of music did y'all create together? Something for the club, something sexy?
Yeah, everything. I mean, everybody. I think it's for everybody. You know, again, when we went in that studio, we didn't think of nothing. We didn't think of let's make it more urban, right? Let's make it more rhythmic. No, let's make it more pop. There's nothing. It was just okay. Let's play some beats.
Right.
And we'll see which one we want to do at that time.
Now, who submitted the beats for y'all?
There are a lot of people. Pharrell is one of them. Amadeus, and a lot of other producers as well. But we really wanted to make it so genuine that we don't want, we do this beat because the producer's name is big.
Right.
We just kind of okay, let's just play beats.
Right.
Right? And then whatever we felt like doing, that's what we were doing.
And that's what you did.
Exactly.
In the building.
Yeah. I like Ella.
You like Ella?
Yeah, she's dope.
She is dope. She's going to be in the city soon, I think. So big up to her. She's coming through. When are you coming to perform for us?
Hey, when do you want me to perform? That's
I got a booth in there right now. I got beats. Don't do that to yourself. I got beats. And we can rhyme right now. We can sing. You want to have a sing-off?
Man.
You want to have a sing-off?
What do you mean? Just
singing? Yeah.
Singing. I mean, I can sing.
We could.
Yes.
Don't make me go in the booth, girl. I'll put some beats on for you. We can do this live. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
So
like what you said. This is Philly, right?
This is Philly. We do live stuff over here.
Exactly. You just can't curse live.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep it clean. Come on, Agnez, keep it clean.
No matter what, right?
Yeah, keep it clean. Keep it clean. Don't get me in trouble out here. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand you from Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Now give me what's Indonesia like compared to America?
Well, Indonesia, we have over 20,000 islands.
Wow.
So 20,000 islands. Over 20, so it's 22,000 islands actually. So we can expect a lot of different sounds,
right.
Just different culture. That's the reason why I feel like whenever I'm in New York, I feel like I relate so much to that just because of the culture.
It's a melting pot.
You're a part of a community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what I want to keep in my music or in my career, just to kind of still bring that culture in, right? It's not just about what's hype right now and what's hip right now.
Nah.
And some for example, if you watch my music video with Chris for Overdose, I tried to infuse some Indonesian traditional dance there.
Right.
Because you have no idea how even though it's different, but it's similar to other cultures too. Like
Right.
we have kind of like stepping, but it's with our hand. Like
Oh, you get freaky with the hand?
like you have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like those culture. I feel like it's so dope if we can just combine and you know what I mean? Like infuse all those cultures into one and just make it your own sound.
Right. Have you been to Los Angeles yet, LA?
Yeah. I actually moved to LA 4 years ago from Indonesia.
And how was that change? Because I understand you said you like New York better. So
yeah, I mean,
what
like,
was wrong with LA?
Well, you know, since like you said, this is Philly, we can just be real.
Yes,
right?
we are. Yes, we
Like,
are.
I love the weather there.
Yeah.
But I love the people in New York.
Right. Okay.
I don't know why. I just feel like, you know, just the realness of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
LA's weather is what I like. That's you know
That's
what I mean.
about it. But the people weren't it.
I don't know. It's just too. I just feel like too much pretentious going on.
It was Hollywood.
Everything is just like, oh, you know, if you need to be this, you need to be that. Like everybody's
That's the
trying
same vibe I get when I go out there.
You know, everybody's trying to look at you like, or like trying to say that they're producers, they're songwriters, they're artists, they're
Right.
this, that. And I'm like, no, I respect the hustle though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. It's like, yo, you do you, boo.
Yeah,
you
do
know,
your
like
thing.
you do you. But at a certain point, it's just when people are trying to look at you from what you do first, than who you are.
Yeah.
I don't.
You
I
ain't like that
can't.
vibe.
Like I don't like that vibe.
You ain't
know,
like
it's
that
supposed
vibe.
to be about you as a person first before what you do.
Right.
You know what? Because it's not really your identity. Like what you're working on, like your work and everything is a part of you.
Right.
But it's not you though.
So while
You
you
know?
was out there with that type of experience, did you get to record any music? Any good music? You
Yeah.
did?
I recorded a lot of music, and a lot of the thing is, a lot of the producers that I worked with are not from LA. You know what I mean? They're probably like based out there, but they didn't grow up there. So you know they have like different sound. Like for example, when I work with Tim or when I work with Danger, because they're based in like Miami, Virginia,
yeah.
they give just different sound to it.
Definitely.
And then like when you're in Atlanta, you have a different sound, and I like to. You know what I mean?
Incorporate different sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely get that. So big up. So how was it working with Timbaland? I'm a big Timbaland fan. I see he's back in the studio with Missy and all that.
One thing that I love and it kind of like it was not a turning point. It was just kind of a reminder for me that it's okay for you to be meticulous in what you do.
Okay.
Because back where I'm from, Indonesia, right? I'm known to be this like artist who's super meticulous in what I do and perfectionist and this and that. And sometimes, especially when it's coming from a woman, that was kind of like frowned upon.
Right.
It's like, oh, like you're too this, like oh, like chill a little bit,
out,
like
yeah.
no, like I'm chill, like don't get me, like I'm chill.
Right.
I just know what I want.
Right.
That's all, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all.
You know. And so sometimes I would like, there are moments in your life that you just kind of question, oh, is it too much? Like, am I like too meticulous? You know what I mean? Am I too much of a perfectionist? And then you got into the studio with a genius like Tim, and you saw him working even more meticulous than you.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You're just like, you know what?
Yeah, this guy's
I think
crazy.
I'm doing just fine here.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it's good for us to like if especially you as an artist, it's good to be able to work or be in the same room with people who've done this before,
right.
and who's probably like better than you,
right.
Just so that like you can learn from that, and that's the reason why like I moved out to the U.S. at the first place, because I wanted to learn from the best.
Yesterday on the People's Choice Awards, Nicki Minaj takes a shot at Michael B. Jordan. She shot it out. I think it was Donatella that made her dress, and she was like, well, Michael B. Jordan will be the guy taking this dress off.
Oh.
Like tat out. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, I mean, you gotta do you. I mean,
are you the type of lady, would you take a shot if you really wanted a guy?
Well, first of all, I already have a boyfriend.
Okay,
like,
I'm talking about if you really wanted. That was a good curve. That was a great curve. I'll give you that. Like, see, don't get me in trouble, see. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm just saying, if you wanted a guy, right,
yeah.
and you seen him wherever you seen him, would you be the type?
It depends.
Would you be open to approach him?
I mean, it really depends. Like like you gotta see. I'm the type of person who, like, if I'm going into the battle, I really need to see who's the enemy. Right? So if like I have to see.
It's getting real movie in here. Okay.
Like I really have to see like what type of guy he is. But usually,
right,
I would wait until the guy approaches me, and usually it works.
Okay, so you're more of a traditional lady.
Yeah. I feel like I'm more conservative in that way. Yeah, in that way. But I have no problem at all. Like, shout out to all the women out there who knows what she wants and just like, you got to do you. Like, if you know.
But you wouldn't do it.
It depends.
It depends.
I have to see it first. I have to feel the vibe. I have to feel the energy.
So, what if you really wanted to work with an artist? Would you take your shot and be like, yo, I really want to do this collaboration?
Absolutely.
That one,
absolutely.
No shame.
No shame whatsoever.
Okay.
Because that's not even just as an artist, right? Like for a musician as well. Because I handpick my own like band members and my dancers. I would absolutely go to where they would play at and wait until they get off the stage and actually, come to them and say, hey, you're so dope.
I want
to work with you.
Right,
like, I really want to work with you, like you're dope drummer, like you're dope bassist, and I have this performance. I want you to, absolutely.
Now, you said you're a perfectionist. Are you the type that you want to go into the studio and create the song, or do you like make a song and then you see the person that you want on it?
It depends. Okay. Again, it really depends. Sometimes, like, for example, the collab with Chris, it was just like, I respect him a lot as an artist, you know what I mean? And I feel like the energy was so right in the studio that it just felt right. So if it feels right, like, you know it. You know what I mean? You know it. But some other times I already have, I already wrote some songs, and in the middle of that process, I was like, oh, like, this needs to be, like, G-Eazy needs to be here.
On this
like,
one.
Oh, I think the remix Tyga needs to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. But yeah, it depends. Like, you can't force this thing.
No, you can't force a thing. I see you got a record with T.I.
Yeah.
Did you force that? He came to you? You came to him?
No, so it was really a connection through Tim, because at that time Timbaland was the one telling me, yo, Ag, like, you gotta have T.I. here.
Right.
And I've always loved his swag.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like whatever he's saying, it's just dope.
It's just dope.
Yeah, it's just dope.
So that's what's up, man. Yeah. So tell everybody your Instagram and how they can find you.
Yeah, so my Twitter, Instagram, all the same. It's at Agnezmo, Agnezmo.
Right. And go ahead and introduce this record with T.I. We call it Coke Bottle.
Here we go. Coke Bottle featuring Timbaland and T.I.
Yes, right here on the Afternoon Wave. Boom, 1039.